Hey lovies, welcome or welcome back to my channel. This is Extreme Tarot. My name is Gina, and today we are doing a pick a card reading to see what a relationship would actually be like with you and your person in mind. So if you're in separation or you just like wonder about somebody or whatever the case and you want to know what would it actually be like, this isn't really going to be asking like if you'll be in a relationship with them, more just like hypothetically, if you were in a relationship, like what would it be like? Would you be compatible? What would be like the good, the bad? Like how would you both kind of be, like your roles in the relationship, like positive and negative for each of you? And just like look into like some like what I think are the 4 pillars of a good relationship, which is communication, trust and like honesty, emotional satisfaction, and your sex life. So this is going to be 18 plus, just because like I am going to be talking like a little bit about that, like not in like a way where I'm like, oh, they're gonna spank you or whatever, but just more like what the dynamic will be between you guys, and like we'll touch on it like a little bit, but nothing too crazy. So anyway, if that sounds like fun reading, go ahead and pick your pile. I have pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. The timestamps will be in the description, and I will see you at your reading. Bye. Hey lovies, so if you guys chose pile 1 in this card, this is going to be your reading to see what a relationship with your person would actually be like. Let's just go ahead and flip this over, and it says, acceptance is the key to inner peace. At times we must accept things as they are. There is no point trying to change that which is beyond our control. I like had this card kind of, obviously just so you could pick a pile, but also to kind of be like a characterization of like what's going on in your relationship, maybe like right now. So there could be things that you feel like you have no choice. There's like you're at an impasse with each other, or it just feels like things have come to like a standstill. I'm getting like a sense of like just getting nowhere and trying to accept with the situation. I feel like that could be something you're working on, or your person, or both. Trying to kind of cultivate that peace for yourself. You could be doing things like, because it says there is no point trying to change that which is beyond our control. So you could be trying to focus on the things you can control, i.e. yourself and your own life. So I feel like that could be what's going on right now energetically in your connection. So the first thing that we're going to look at, by the way, I pre-shuffled these cards because just in the interest of saving time, like I love doing the live shuffles, but it's just because I love when like synchronicities come out and it's like you can see it and it's just so cool. But I mean, we ought to make these videos a little shorter just because they take like 3 years to upload and it's so annoying. But let's see. So I got these, one of each, to represent like the light aspect of your connection, like, and the dark aspect. So I have this kind of, the way I like intended it to be when I was pulling cards was that this would be like as if you're boyfriend and girlfriend. So you're in a relationship now, I'd say like for a little bit, not like your first day and like whatever, like, you know, like now you've been in a relationship for a little bit, you're kind of like easing out of the honeymoon phase into like the normal phase of like of like your relationship. So that's kind of like where we're at here in this, you know, spread. So the light aspect of your connection, we got the Lover, and the shadow aspect, we got the One. Okay, so right away, I'm noticing a contrast in color. Obviously, this is just like black and white. This is kind of a vibrant color scheme here. This is mostly black with like white accents, but here this is this like white swan, this graceful swan here with all these oranges, purples, I guess kind of yellowy kind of colors. So the first thing that I would say, so I think first of all that your relationship, I don't think you're going to have a lot of I think you're just going to get along naturally. I think you are both probably lovers. Not to say you can't be like a lover and a fighter, but there's definitely that loving energy coming from both of you. And I feel as though, like with the swan, that could kind of indicate, you know, I think swans mate for life. There's something about swans that means like soulmates or whatever. So, like that could be like you guys just fit together. Like you're compatible in so many ways. Like, getting a lot of like passion and like creativity, energy. Like you guys could just fun. Like I'm getting that you guys have a lot of fun. You really like love each other and respect each other and just really care about each other. With this pearl, I'm thinking that you're very like precious to each other. And that there's like, you know, a lot of excitement and like a mental connection with the purple. I'm thinking of the crown chakra, and then with the orange, the sacral chakra, more of like a sexual connection. So I think that may be your two strongest things that you have together, like a mental connection and a sexual connection, which is good because I mean, to me, a mental connection, you can speak to each other, you understand each other, and also, like, I mean, hello, like, you want to have a good time when you're getting down. So, like, all right, go pile one. But then we move over here to the shadow aspect, and we have the one. Now, this is, I feel like there could be an issue here. There could be fears relating to progressing this connection forward. Even though, like, as of right now, like in this reading, your boyfriend and girlfriend, I feel like there could be some hesitancy on one or both of your parts to progress this to the next level. I think that this almost looks like bars, like in a jail cell. Like there's like almost like a fear of, like, if I jump through this portal, like if I take this next step, am I going to feel trapped? Am I going to feel, is like all this passion going to go away? Like, is it going to get boring? Is it going to get routine? Are we going to be one of those, like, I don't know, couples that like never has sex, which is valid. Like some couples like don't have sex. It's not a part of their relationship, but I think it is a part of yours here. So like whatever this could mean for you, like even if you're, because I know some people just are like asexual and stuff like that, which it's like, but maybe like this could be speaking of like creativity and like you guys just like have really creative ways of expressing your love to each other, whatever it is, the feelings. And the sacral chakra is a water chakra, and that is related to like the emotions as well. So, I mean, I forgot to say that, like, when I was talking about your strengths, I think that will be, like, a strong connection as well, like, emotional, mental, and sexual. So, that's, like, the big three, I guess. I don't even know what else there would be. But, yeah, so I think that things will be so good and feel so, like, fun and even, like, exciting at times that there is this fear of becoming, like, stuck in a rut and feeling trapped once you like kind of cross this portal into the other side, like realizing that you made a mistake. And there could be a sense of you both kind of being on your own for a while and having a rough time, like, because the one, it's making me think of like the self and like, and then we have the lover here, which is making me think of like kind of a pair, even though there's only one swan on here. But it's like almost reminding me of like the Aries Libra axis, where it's like the self versus like partnership. So I don't know, I feel like that could be a thing where we're worried about losing our own independence. We're worried about like kind of getting lost. It's like reminding me of getting lost in space, maybe getting lost in the other person and kind of losing our own identity. If you've been married before, maybe it wasn't a good experience, so you associate marriage with a feeling of like being trapped or being just not a good experience. So it's like, let's just stay in this kind of vibe here of this fun friendship, lovers, like, you know, friends and lovers, like whatever. And like, do we have to really put like this big label on it? Do we have to? So I feel like anytime there needs to be a progression in the relationship, it might be like pulling teeth. I think it's going to be, and this could play out whereas like one person is feeling insecure and like wanting to really move it forward and the other one is resisting, something like that, like some kind of dynamic like that. So that's just something to be aware of. I mean, I don't know, like it could be a little tricky trying to, but we'll look into like how you'll communicate and things like that to see if like, you know, when you do have these issues, how I guess you'll handle them. So then the next thing that we're going to do, I have these archetype cards. I have 2 for each of you. We are going to take a look at the positive, or I don't really like to say that because just of the connotations of that word, but like the light and shadow aspects of each person in the connection. I'll put this like closer. So this is, I'm going to do your person over here and you over here. Excuse me. I guess it could be flipped. I know like some people do like the person A, person B, but I don't know. I feel like this is going to be your person and this is going to be you. But again, it can be flipped, I guess, if you feel like you really know that's flipped. I'm not going to tell you it's not. So this is your person's light attribute. It is the goddess energy. It says the feminine expressed through wisdom, nature, life force, and sensuality. Put that there. And then we have for their shadow attribute, the mediator, which I'll read, but sometimes I don't take it literally what it says, especially for the shadow. Negotiating with an ulterior motive or hidden agenda, either personally or professionally. So we have that for your person or you. And then for you guys, for your light attribute, we have the warrior. Ooh. Strength, skill, discipline, and toughness of will, heroism, stoicism, and self-sacrifice in conquering the ego. Okay. I just want to make sure these are like lining up. I guess there. Oh, I can just look with this line on the table. Hello. Should I just put it there? Yeah. Okay. And then for your shadow attribute, we have the healer, which says taking advantage of those who need help, failing to care for oneself. Let me just make sure that you can see all of these in the shot. And you can, except this is like not centered. Oh, sorry, if you could just like see my head. Can you, if I go like this? I don't know. All right, sorry. All right, anyway, so, okay, your light and shadow attributes versus your person's. So, your person has this goddess energy, the feminine expressed through wisdom, nature, life force, and sensuality. I don't know if I want to compare both of your positives or like just your person. I think I'll compare your person as a whole. This says the feminine expressed through wisdom, nature, life force, and sensuality. And then they have this mediator energy, which is kind of like bringing to mind Libra energy for me, like kind of like a passive energy. And it almost like a feminine energy. Whereas with you, I feel like you're almost more in a masculine energy. So maybe that's like the dynamic in your connection. Like you more so take the lead and your person's a little bit more passive. But I feel like on the positive end, I feel like your person is going to be very wise, because it says the feminine expressed through wisdom. So I feel like they have, like I said, I feel like you guys will have like a mental connection. You're kind of coming through in this healer energy as well. So I feel like you'll kind of connect mentally like that. Life force and sensuality. I feel like they're gonna like to do things. They're gonna like, again, with this lover energy here, and it says sensuality, I could just see like this person likes the good life. Like they like good food and good drinks and like having fun and like, you know, like what life's about, you know, like all the good stuff that we have here on this human physical plane. And I also feel like it could be that this is a more like physical kind of a person. I'm getting kind of like earth and air energy with your person. And with you, I'm kind of getting like fiery water. So it's almost like you are like opposites here, which I'm sure is going to create some challenges and some, you know, harmony at the same time, like, you know, in different ways. But I feel like your person's very loving. I'm noticing all the hearts on this dress here. I feel as though there's almost like a primal quality to them where they're just don't know, like there's something about like, I'm just getting primal. Like, I don't know, like how to say, how else to really describe that, like the energy I'm kind of feeling, but like a naturally, like, they could be very attractive just like naturally, whether they're a man or a woman, but it's like if they're a woman, like they don't need makeup, like things like that. They don't really need to like adorn themselves with anything. Like, what am I thinking of? Oh, from the 40-year-old virgin, when that guy's like, he's like, you think this, and he's like showing him his face, is an accident, and he's like, you know, I get waxed, I do this and this. Like, I don't feel like your person's like that at all. I feel like they're a very natural kind of a person. They just kind of like do what they do, and they're like attractive no matter what they do, kind of thing. And yeah, I'm also getting like, I don't know, like a vibe of like just being in bed a lot together, like eating like strawberries and whipped cream or something like that. Like, you know, like that kind of a vibe. Like just like yummy food, like sex and like lots of fun, like, you know. And then for their shadow attribute, we have this mediator energy here. Gift for negotiating. Oh no, well, let me look at this at the positive anyway. Fairness and strategy in personal and professional life, respect for both sides of an argument. Again, there's this passive energy. Respect for both sides of an argument, but taken in a negative way. I feel like this person could either like shut down completely, like say you're in an argument and you're having an issue and you need to talk about it. I feel like, and you get mad or something, or maybe, oh, let me just finish my thought, and like you get mad. I feel like this person won't like engage with you when you're mad. I feel like they really don't like conflict. I feel like they just shut down. They keep their emotions like kind of bottled in that way. Like, I think the happy emotions come out. It's not that they're necessarily like completely emotionally shut down, but I am getting like an air and earth. I'm not really getting a watery energy from your person. So I feel like they're more just like about having good times, and they could kind of be a little turning the other cheek. They could just not want to deal with an argument. Like, they could just walk away. You know what I'm saying? Like, they'll kind of like shut down and not really want to communicate about whatever is like either bothering, even what things that are bothering them that maybe you don't even know about. They may just try to kind of keep the peace and not want to like set anybody off. Like, you could be a little volatile over here, I don't know, but for whatever reason, like, they're just not wanting to kind of create any conflict if they don't have to. Another issue that I'm getting that could be present, like I was saying, I feel they're very attractive. I feel as though if they are someone that's very attractive and like sought after by like suitors or whoever, you know, people trying to like get with them, they may have a tough time. Like, they may not want to be rude. You know what I'm saying? They're almost like diplomatic to a fault. They're not going to want to be rude to the people hitting on them, and like you might feel like, excuse me, like you're being rude to me though by like not shutting this bitch down, like, excuse me, like, you know what I'm saying? And they might just not want, they're like, okay, I don't even care about this person, they don't mean anything to me, I'm not going to be rude. And it's just like, okay, but like, we're together, like, why aren't you saying something? You know, I feel like something like that, like there could be stuff like that where they're just not going to want to hurt people's feelings. They're not going to want to hurt your feelings either, but they're just like hoping you'll understand. But I guess we'll see about that. So that's kind of what I'm getting for your person. For you here, we have the warrior and the healer. Like, you are a little contrast. I don't know what the word I'm trying to say. But you know, like, this is kind of like these two energies here that are pretty cool. So warrior, this is your light attributes. We have strength, skill, discipline, and toughness of will, heroism, stoicism, and self-sacrifice in conquering the ego. I feel as though that says in sacrifice and conquering the ego, that's making me think that you have no problem saying you're sorry. You have no problem admitting that you're wrong. You're not going to get in these egoic fights where you're just trying to like prove that you're right. I don't feel like your person's like that either. So that's what I was saying. I feel like you're not really going to argue a lot. Like, if you have disagreements, maybe you'll both kind of just like, if this was in the negative attribute, I'd be like, okay, like, you're gonna probably be like coming for this person's head here. But I don't really get that. I think you are a fighter here. Oh, a lover and a fighter. But again, a lover and a fighter, not just like an aggressive fighter for no reason, trying to stir up drama for no reason. I think if you're upset, like you will say something, but also I think, and this is getting into the negative attributes now, but I think there is this energy of self-sacrifice in you where you're maybe not expressing yourself when you're upset because you don't want, you maybe you can tell that your person doesn't like it, and so you're not wanting to like rock the boat if you don't have to, like you don't want them to get upset even though you're upset, and you know, these are things that you guys need to work out. But getting back to your positive, I just feel like you could have a lot more experience in relationships. I was kind of getting a more free-spirited vibe from your person in the way that they just like to have fun and things like that. I feel like you could have maybe been the one that was married, like I was saying. I was feeling like maybe one of you was married, one or both of you, but I feel as though you have certain skills, like emotionally, like you have certain strengths. You have a lot of lessons that you've learned throughout your relationships where you kind of bring a certain wisdom to the table yourself. I feel like your person is very wise as well. Toughness of will, heroism, stoicism, and self-sacrifice, and conquering the ego. I feel also that you kind of will be the one wearing the pants in the connection in a certain way. I just feel like you know how to do things that maybe your person doesn't, and you're a very take charge kind of a person. So I feel as though you'll be the one making the plans, you'll be the one kind of, I don't know how to explain what I'm saying, but like what plans, like say if you do end up living together and stuff, you'll be the one budgeting, you'll be the one that knows kind of, I don't know, I feel like a more adult kind of really how more of an adult relationship should work. So I think that will be something really good that you bring to the table now for this healer energy in the shadow. Taking advantage of those who need help, failing to care for oneself. I feel like it's more so that last one, failing to care for oneself. I feel like, again, that's probably why that fear of like kind of getting lost in the other person was coming through. I think you have a fear of that. Like, are all my dreams gonna die? Am I just not gonna care about myself anymore? Am I just gonna care about this person? And I think that's something to be aware of, because I do kind of see that that could very easily happen for you. And it doesn't even mean that your person is trying to make this happen. But I think it's also just human nature. When you give, people take, you know? So it's like, make sure you give to yourself too. So that's what I'm getting for that part. And then the next thing I'm going to do is break down the different kind of like compatibility categories. Like, I don't even know what to call it. But so I have like one tarot and one oracle card for each. So I think we'll just lay them all out to start here. I don't know how many do I have. 8, 2, 4, 7. Okay. So this is about your communication, like how your communication is going to be. And we have express love through gifts. A small token of love can convey great appreciation. Put that there. And then for the tarot, for this card, we got the 2 of Cups. And then for the next part, it's the trust and honesty portion. And we got love is all around you. There is love everywhere all the time. Simply acknowledge this as truth. And the corresponding tarot is the Knave of Swords, or the Page of Swords. The next thing is the level of emotional satisfaction in the connection. And we got have faith, trust your faith in this situation. Let me just like fix these a little bit. Okay. Have faith. And then the corresponding tarot is the Empress. And for the sexual part of the connection, we got new love, embrace an opportunity for love in your work prospects or for spiritual growth. And the corresponding tarot card is the 10 of Wands. Okay. So I guess let's start with the communication. So I'm gonna move these down. So the first card that we got is this express love through gifts. Now this is about your communication. So I think first of all, that your person is not going to be super comfortable with expressing themselves in an emotional way. I feel like if they have a love language, it could be gifts. Is that one? Like giving gifts or whatever it's called officially, and or like acts of service. So I feel like they're going to be a person that kind of like demonstrates if like their love for you through their actions, whether it's giving you gifts or like doing little considerate things for you or both. I also feel like that could be one person's love language. I'm thinking it might be your person's. And I feel like yours could be physical touch, and that's the way you convey how much you love your person. Especially, like I was saying, I feel like you can pick up on the fact that your person doesn't want to sit around talking about their feelings all day. But we do have the Two of Cups here, but they are like about to get it on here, shirts off or boobs hanging out. So I feel as though that's the way you will try to convey to your person how much you love them, because you will be respectful of the fact that they don't, and maybe you don't either. I don't know if this is more just, but again, this could be, you could be like I was saying, they could have these two. You could have the words of affirmation that you like want to hear and that you like want to say to your person. That's another love language. But maybe like your person's not really big on that, so you kind of just like follow their lead. I am getting that. But anyway, I feel as though this person is all action with little talk, like about their feelings, which I think can, I mean, I don't know. I feel as though the way that you'll look at it is that like, okay, like I've, you know, been with all these guys, 100, no, but like, you know, I like in my previous relationships, it was like the complete opposite. Like the person I was with was all talk and no action. Like they're telling me, they're promising me the world. Like they're promising me like, I'll never do you dirty. And then you find out they have this whole secret life behind your back. Like, you know, and it's like their words don't mean anything. So it's like, I feel like it's going to be the opposite with this person. And that's the way that you're going to communicate. And I think if there is some bumps in the road initially, you will come to see that, you actually prefer this because it's real and it's genuine and it's true. It's not just a bunch of like pretty words like to hide like the ugliness inside. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if I said that right, but it's like the opposite of that. It's like whereas it may seem like unattractive at first, like you're gonna want to hear those words of affirmation. Like, for example, you're, I think, gonna like move beyond that and just kind of develop your own little love languages together where you're communicating how much you care for each other without having to really speak that much. But I also feel like that could be an issue because, like, yes, well, that's great. When there's an issue, like, it needs to be talked about. You know, sometimes you need to say how you feel. So that's something that you're both gonna have to learn to work out. But this is the Two of Cups, and this looks very happy. So I do think that it's overall like a thumbs up for the communication portion. This is about the trust and honesty. Now, this is interesting. I feel like it says love is all around you. There's love everywhere all the time. Simply acknowledge this is truth. This, I feel like, kind of ties in with this energy where it's like it's telling you, simply acknowledge this is truth. There is love everywhere all the time. Like, take a look around at like what your person is doing for you and what they're showing you with their actions and how they're demonstrating their love for you, because then you will see how much they care about you. I feel as though there could be a lack of trust here. Not like a real lack of trust, like there's going to be trust issues in the relationship. I feel like there could be more so just like certain, insecurities. Again, maybe because this person, because it feels like the connection isn't progressing and it feels like this person walks away after like an argument. Kiki, come here, honey. It feels like this person kind of like walks away after an argument, and maybe you're like, oh my God, like the Page of Swords, I kind of get of like checking someone's like status online, maybe like checking their location if you're in a relationship, being like, where are they? Are they like trying to hook up with another girl? Like, are they like not coming back? Like, you know, kind of like there will be insecurities related to maybe the relationship not progressing. I'm also getting a vibe of like kind of looking around at other people's relationship and doing a little compare contrast here, instead of kind of looking at your relationship like singularly, like without any comparing it to outside relationships and people. Like, even if it's just like people on TV, like, you're like, oh, like my man never does that, or my girl never does that for me. But, you know, they do other things that you seem to really like from the first cards that we got. So I don't think this is anything major. I think this is like stemming from insecurity. And I think it's something that can be, all right, Kiki. All right, Kiki. You don't have to go. She'll be back probably. But yeah, so I feel like there's nothing here like major that I'm getting. Like, there's a little suspicion, but nothing like dishonesty on their part or your part. I just feel like there's a little suspicion and insecurity, if anything. So that's good. Now the next portion is the emotional satisfaction. Again, it says have faith, trust your faith in this situation. I feel as though, again, it'll be like rocky beginnings and it maybe won't feel all that satisfying initially, because again, of these kind of differences between you guys, that I feel like you'll have to there will be like an adjustment period. But I feel like you'll both do a lot of growing in this connection as a result of this connection, and there is like the opportunity to like elevate this connection. And elevate your level of emotional satisfaction. We also got the Empress. And I think that's, to me, more so speaking of you, the viewer, kind of learning how to step into your own power and kind of, because there's this big snake behind her, and it's almost making me think of like masculine energy, like a phallic symbol, and there's the shell symbolizing like a female part. Vag. Okay, this is 18 plus, I guess I can talk about it. But the clam in there, a little clammy. So it's like, that's making me think that you'll realize that you don't need this person to complete you. You don't need this person to kind of give you emotional satisfaction. I think you'll kind of maybe like at first you will get a little lost in this connection, and you know, kind of look to them more. It'll be like, you know, like things will be unbalanced at the beginning because you're used to being on your own, and now you have this other person, and like you're not just worried about your own self, you're worried about how this person's acting and how it's affecting you. And I think it'll kind of be an adjustment period, but eventually you will kind of like recalibrate, balance yourself out, step into your power, and like just trust your faith in this situation. Like, you'll be like, no, like I know this person cares about me. These are my own issues. You'll recognize that whatever you're feeling is basically your own issues that you need to kind of work on yourself. That nobody is really responsible for your emotional satisfaction except for you. And I think once you do that, there will be like this sense of freedom and expansion in your relationship, because this is a 12 and this is a 3. So like a 12 reduces to a 3. So 2 3s here. That's making me think that you're both going to expand quite a bit. Also thinking, because this is looking like they're going into the sky, and this is what this looks like to me. Like, so I feel like this is your person kind of like, if they're the one kind of like afraid of getting like sucked in and like being in jail here, I feel like over time, little by little, they'll kind of, it's saying have faith. Like, I think your relationship will elevate, even if it's not really in a traditional way. I don't feel like you guys maybe are traditional people. Like, I feel like actually being like a traditional married couple is something that you both shy away from, kind of. So, you know, like that's also where the danger comes in of looking to other people, because maybe you're not necessarily like supposed to be like other people. Like, you're just not that way. So there'll be you'll kind of like realize that you can create the blueprint for your relationship however you want it to be, and it doesn't really matter what other people are doing. And that's kind of this energy that I'm getting here. Once you do that, this cat, you will be a lot more happy and satisfied emotionally. So now for the best. We saved the best for last, the sex part. So we got new love, embrace an opportunity for love in your work prospects or for spiritual growth. And then we got the 10 of Wands. So I feel like, first of all, like when you have sex with this person, well, these look like fireworks. They're technically shooting stars, but like that was like my first thought when I looked at it. But I think there will be, I think this will be a completely new experience for you. The way that you'll feel when you're like having sex with this person, I think, and especially because like the first card that we got, like just of these tarot cards, was this, and then we have this as the last card. I'm gonna look at it, and they're really like the only two depicting sex like in action here. So what I'm getting is that like it'll be kind of like, because we go from the cups to the wands, a 2 to a 10. It's making me think of like a crescendo in music. Like I feel like we'll be like starting off like soft and slow, and oh, there's some chocolates on the table. Like, yeah, like you got you a little gift there, or she. But again, they're like, I don't know if that's a couch or a bed, but they're laying down, they got their food and drinks next with them. Like, you know what I mean? It's like it'll start off like in a more like romantic way, and then I think we'll crescendo on up until like fucking like it's like starting out making love, and then like by the end of it we're like banging our brains out here. So like you guys definitely have throwdown, like that's for sure. This is definitely kind of like, again, that like primal energy. Her shirt's ripped, they're outside, maybe they're taking a hike and they couldn't keep their hands off each other. I feel like you're not going to be able to keep your hands off each other. I feel like you're going to be so attracted to each other and so in love. Honestly, I feel like it's going to kind of be the best of both worlds. And I feel like it's funny that like these fears are kind of coming out, because I just don't think, yeah, of course things will probably slow down over time, but I really do think that like things are going to be very like interesting and exciting in the bedroom here. I feel like there could be a lot of like spontaneous sex, like the way that it looks like they just kind of like were out and about and decided to just jump on each other. Like you could be doing it like outside, like they are outside. But like it's not like you need to go have sex in like crazy places to feel like a connection. I just think you can't keep your hands off each other, like no matter where you are. I feel like you'll be, like I was saying, very creative about the way you have sex and stuff. I feel like they could try to like make it like kind of sweet and like romantic for you. I think there could be like a lot of like, I feel like also you could be the kind of person that like sex is very tied to your emotions. And I feel as though like this person is very respectful, very sweet and considerate. I can tell like they want to make your life easier. They want to do things for you. And I feel like that's what's the new love thing that you've never had. Like this is a new kind of love for you. And I think you'll realize that like, because you're so emotionally happy here, the sex is like, you're always like in the mood, because it's like very much like tied together for you. So if you're happy, if you're satisfied emotionally, like you're gonna just be wanting to be more satisfied sexually, if that makes sense. And I feel like this person is really gonna make you feel special and make you feel loved in their own way. And it's really gonna translate, and you're gonna feel very safe. I feel like you're gonna have a lot of intimacy with this person. They're face to face on both of these cards, even though it's kind of like a wild outdoor scene here. They're face to face, they're kissing. It looks like romantic, like it's like a very passionate kind of a love here. So I don't know, like that's cool. Like go pile one. That seems like a really nice relationship for you to hopefully end up in. Like, I mean, maybe I'll do part 2 of this. Like, will you end up with them or not? But I don't know. We never know. Maybe not, because look, there's no point trying to change that, which is beyond our control. So maybe just chill for now. It seems like there is some good stuff here. I mean, there was that message of have faith, but I mean, that's up to you, obviously. So I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. I really enjoyed doing it. I was really excited to do this one. Please leave me some love if you did like it. It helps my channel grow. It makes me like literally so happy. And I hope you guys have a great day or night wherever you are. And I will catch you in the next reading, okay? Bye. Hey, lovey. So if you guys chose pile 2 and this card, this is going to be your reading to see what a relationship with them would actually be like with your person in mind. So I have this card here. Let's just take a quick look. it says, don't make decisions based on guilt or what you think you should do, for it is only in being true to yourself that you can be true to others. So we're going to throw that right up there. Also, I want to warn you that my neighbor is doing work in the garage and it makes my dogs go crazy. So if that happens, I'll try to like edit it out, but just beware for the barking. So don't make decisions based on guilt. So I feel like I have this card to represent your kind of current energies in the connection. There could be a decision needing to be made maybe like right around this time that you're struggling to make, or your person is. It's almost like I'm getting like a sense of obligation and almost like authenticity, kind of like a struggle with being authentic to what you actually want based on what you think you should want, you know, something like that. Just like a struggle of like, I want this, but I don't know, like, you know, kind of like having some trouble, even like knowing yourself what you really want. Maybe there's an issue with being authentic to yourself or with your person, however it comes out. So let's go ahead and get started. So I pre-shuffled these cards just in the interest of saving time. So these are the first two cards we have. One is representing the light attribute of your connection, and the other is representing the shadow attribute. The time frame for this would be you guys are in a relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever it is. But we're like in a relationship at this point. We've made that, you know, initial commitment. We're like a little bit into the relationship. So this is going to be kind of taking a snapshot of the energy of that time frame, kind of like when you're like about to leave the honeymoon phase and like transition into like the next phase. I don't know what you call that. But yeah, so this is the light. No, I'm sorry, that's the shadow. I did this wrong. Whoop. This is the light attribute. It's the kiss. And then this is the shadow attribute, the mask. So let's see. Even. Okay. So the kiss. So I feel as though there will be like a really strong physical attraction. With your person, I feel like you'll both be very attracted to each other's looks and even touch with these hands holding. I feel you'll like derive a sense of comfort from each other, maybe through hard times or something like that. This is somebody that you can count on and that you can lean on. This is somebody that it feels, I'm getting that like physical touch could be a very important part of your connection. That could be when you, because like this, with this don't make decisions based on guilt card, I'm kind of getting a like push and pull in the mental body, like, is this right for me or not? And I feel like maybe when you're like cuddling or having sex or kissing with the kiss or whatever, like, you know, doing something like that, even just sitting on the couch with their arm around you, it's like you feel good, you feel like this is right. It's like we know that this is working and it feels really good. And it's almost like with this crescent moon being orange, it's making me think that your intuition is the strongest, kind of regarding like continuing this connection when you're like being physically intimate with each other, even if it's not sex and it's just like holding hands, like that's depicted on this picture. Then we have the mask over here, as the shadow attribute. So that could be speaking of the mask. I get an authenticity, deception, hiding your feelings, kind of putting on a face of neutrality when there's really like darker feelings underneath. I'm getting maybe like there's like a split like time frame here, and there's possibly kind of like a superficial start to the connection where maybe it was just like a hookup kind of a thing or something like that, and there were some issues with trust and like we didn't know how each other were feeling, and I feel like that's kind of going to be carrying over into the connection. There will be like lingering trust issues and questions and questioning of each other's motives and feelings and things like that. So there is some rough stuff here, like right off the bat, but we'll see what the rest of the cards say in order to get like a more accurate picture of everything. So I have this to represent your person. I'm going to put those here, this to represent your energy. I have a light and a shadow attribute for each person in this connection as well. So this is for your person, and I guess it could be flipped. I know some people do the person A, person B, like model for these kinds of readings. So I guess just flip it if you need to, but I'm going to just speak as though this is your person and this is you. So for your person's light attribute, we have the seeker, thirst for wisdom and truth wherever they are. And for their shadow attribute, we have the knight. It says allegiance to a destructive ruler or principle and romantic delusions. Okay. And then for you guys over here, for your light attribute, we have the healer, passion to serve others by repairing the body, mind, and spirit, ability to help transform pain into healing. And then for the shadow attribute, we have the dilettante, and it says pretension to much deeper knowledge than you actually possess. Okay, so let's take a look at your person first. We have the seeker and the knight. So just based on this card being the first one, it says thirst for wisdom and truth wherever they are. I feel like the more deceptive energy could kind of be coming from this end over here. We're going to just focus on your person, but the reason I'm saying that is because this dilettante, I'm looking at the positive attribute, and it says alerts you to the danger of becoming superficial in your pursuits. So I feel as though that's something that maybe is more coming from your end. I feel like this person is like a more watery kind of an energy, like somebody following their heart, following their feelings, like they feel the truth of this connection and they're gonna just keep trekking here even though they're in the desert and maybe they're not getting what they want. Whereas maybe you are kind of, you maybe have like a list of qualities. They have to have a certain job, they have to make a certain amount of money, like they have to be established in some sort of a way, which is fine, but it's like there's kind of like that imbalance there where what you're looking for is kind of different. There's like this sort of clash here in your kind of ideals. Now, thirst for wisdom and truth wherever they are. I think this is a very authentic person, very emotionally authentic. I think that they could possibly be somebody that is a little bit suspicious or something, because it's like a thirst for wisdom and truth wherever they are. So it's like they want to get to the bottom of like how you're feeling and how you feel for them. I feel like there could kind of be that sense of insecurity, or just a need to know, like a need to have like definitive proof that like things, because I do feel like this could have gotten off, like I feel like right now you're kind of in a phase where we're deciding whether we're going to move this connection forward or not. And if there is some hesitancy on your part, I feel like your person wants to know why, doesn't understand, because I feel like they're very sure about you. They're like making a beeline here. Now, this knight, allegiance to a destructive ruler or principle, romantic delusions. It's like, again, they're going to feel this allegiance, not to anybody, but I think they do feel it for you. There's this heart on his like crest here, and it's like even to the detriment of themselves. And it says romantic delusions. I feel like your person is a very idealistic kind of a person. They have these romantic delusions. They think maybe that everything should be like black and white, like if you love me you'll be with me, like if you don't, like you won't. So like since like you're not, like I am just gonna take that as you don't love me, like, you know, it's kind of like a very black and white kind of like right and wrong code that they have. And when there's like a more subtle kind of a thing going on here where maybe, I mean, we'll get to you in a second, but for whatever reason you're having a tough time making this decision, which is your right, but they're taking that as maybe this isn't true, like maybe this isn't right. There's suspicion. They're seeing it as like there's like deceptive things going on, things like that. So that's like for your person. And this is kind of like, I feel like what's going on now, but I feel like I feel like this could carry over into your connection. So I just wanted to say that. Now for your energy here, we have the healer and the dilettante. So the healer, passion to serve others by repairing the body, mind, and spirit, ability to help transform pain into healing. So I feel like on your end, I feel like you do really care about this person. You don't want them to be upset. I feel as though you are like a person in this connection that will, I'm almost getting like a sense of guilt, like for the past, that you're going to kind of overextend yourself. Passion to serve others by repairing the body, mind, and spirit, and ability to help transform pain into healing. I feel like you're going to kind of be working overtime trying to prove yourself. Which I don't know what went on in the past. Maybe that's, you know, something that is a valid reaction to whatever this person is feeling based on the past events. But that's like how I see your energy. Like, again, there's like that energy of touch, like he's like touching her head and in this picture. So I feel as though like that's maybe like one of your love languages, the way you communicate. I also feel like you could be like a really good like a housewife, or like a just really good at doing a lot of different things. Like you do it all. And maybe even like acts of service. Like you could try to do a lot for this person. I feel as though you're going to be going like working overtime, but I also feel like it might get you guys into an unhealthy dynamic where it's like, are you gonna forever be like, you know, what is the word, like doing a penance for things in the past? Like at some point, you know, it's gonna have to like balance out, because I don't think this is something that's gonna be like a healthy connection in the long term. Even if there is this kind of period, right, you know, for a bit, things are gonna have to like kind of like level out, and there will have to be some trust established here. For the dilettante, yeah, alerts you to the danger of becoming superficial in your pursuits. Again, there's nothing wrong with having certain standards for your partner. I want to have a person that has a car. I mean, that would be nice. Like, you know, you want to be carting their ass around all the time, like, you know. So obviously there are certain things that are like a deal breaker, but I feel like you could have, because I'm getting a sense from this person with their backpack and stuff, they may not have like established themselves yet. They're a knight. They're not coming through as a king. You know what I'm saying? And maybe you wanted a king, and you kind of sold this person short, or you kind of like looked down on them a little bit, something like that. Or you just like looked at other kinds of like a king type, like other king types, as like, no, that's what I want. This is kind of just killing time until then. Like maybe that's not actually how you felt, but maybe that's how your person is like taking it, or took it. Leo. And so yeah, there's definitely something about, and there is that contrast between them, because like I said, they're like an idealistic kind of a person. You seem to be a more like materialistic kind of a person, where you're not just like, ooh, ooey gooey, like I feel so good when we're cuddling, so I'm just gonna throw like my list out the window. I don't feel like you're that type of person to do that. I feel as though these things do matter to you, and that could be where this trouble making the decision is coming in, where you're like, do I want to commit to this person out of guilt, or do I want to commit to this person because it's truly like a good match for me? I feel like you have trouble like discerning what you actually want and don't want for yourself. And I feel like that's something that you're probably going through right now, that you're questioning, like, who am I? Like, you know, it's kind of like an identity crisis, where you're like examining your wants and your needs and your desires, and maybe they're kind of changing. They're like in flux right now. So it's like, it's an adjustment. It's a little chaotic right now, like trying to discern that in the mental body. So, okay, that's what I have for you guys. And then the next few things we're going to look at here I have these cards. I have one oracle and one tarot for each aspect of your connection. We're going to look at communication, trust and honesty, emotional satisfaction, and the sexual relationship that you guys are going to have. So I'm just going to put them all out. So for the communication portion, we have love makes the difference. Love helps heal past hurts and provides a sense of security and self-worth. And then the clarifying tarot, we have the 7 of Wands. Communication. And then for the trust and honesty, we have listen with your heart. You are listening but need to hear with a loving heart. And the corresponding tarot is the Lovers. Okay. And then for the emotional satisfaction, we have forgiveness. Nothing is gained by holding on to past disappointments. And for the tarot, we have the Ace of Wands. And then for the sexual connection, we have turn on your, oh no, I was just trying to say something with an F. Turn on your heart light, reflect on a time when you experienced love. And the Knave of Pentacles or the Page of Pentacles. So, okay guys, so let's dive in. We'll start here at the beginning. We have love makes the difference and the 7 of Wands. This is for how you communicate. Right off the bat, the first thing I'm noticing is this girl and this like trombone. It's making me think, and in conjunction with the 7 of Wands, that there could be a lot of arguments in this connection. There could be a lot of hot tempers. There's a lot of arguing about the past. Love helps heal past hurts and provides a sense of security and self-worth. I think there's a big insecurity. I think there's a big, a lot of like, maybe not makeup breakup, but a lot of fighting and making up. Having this big blowout and then, you know, kind of like climbing into the bed, like, are you still mad? And then like, it's almost like the way he's hugging her, he looks like scared to hug her, like she might like blow up or something, like, not blow up, but like, you know, blow up emotionally, obviously. And, yeah, I feel as though there could be a lot of that, like high highs and low lows. Ups and downs. There's like, this is like a ship on the ocean. It's making me think of like you guys will be like riding the waves here. Especially at the beginning, the communication is gonna maybe get ugly a little bit. And it's definitely gonna be about the past. Though, and I feel like on your end, you could be very defensive. Like you could be trying, like I said, to prove yourself and like, you know, something like that, like at first, but then I feel like it's gonna get old and it's just gonna be like a defensive energy coming through on your end. So that's that. But that's good because like knowledge is power, and if you do end up, you know, deciding to be with this person, like you can try to, you know, just say to them like, you either forgive me or you don't, like, or you can either try to learn to forgive me or you don't, or you're gonna hold on to this forever or not. Like, it's something like that. So then we're gonna move on to this. This is for the trust and honesty. So listen with your heart. You are listening but need to hear with a loving heart. I feel like there's, what I'm getting from that is like you are listening but need to hear. It's more of like you need to kind of try to understand where this person is coming from, like on both ends. I feel like there's a lot of like feeling justified. Maybe this is coming from this person, your person, whoever this person is, where you feel as though your person just doesn't get what you've been through for them. Why it's almost like with this Lovers card, you see how there's like this man here with these two women. This female looks like left out in the cold, and he's clearly favoring this one over here. So I feel like, again, that could be where this sense of like suspicion and dishonesty is coming from, like this lack of trust, because I do feel like that is going to be an issue for you guys. It's whoever it was that got left out in the cold here. I don't think that it's gonna take some time for them to feel secure in this connection. And even if the person is telling them like, no, like I care about you, like I know, like, I was confused before, but now I've like made my decision. It's like, again, that's what you need to really hear with an open heart. Obviously, okay, they're here. You have a tough time believing that they were really into you if they could have maybe picked somebody else over you. And this doesn't have to be like that they actually picked somebody over you, but it could just be like that they were kind of waiting. Why am I saying it like as if the other person is you? I'm doing that wrong because this is you. So that you actually like pick somebody else over them, but it's like that king versus that knight thing that I was talking about. Maybe you kind of treated them as an option and like, oh, like, someone better will come along, like you kind of had that energy. So this doesn't have to be that you actually picked another person over them. It could just more so be that you were like favoring a different, like you had a picture in your head of somebody that wasn't this person, and now this person doesn't understand how you ended up choosing them when you kind of chose somebody else, or the potential for somebody else, like, over having a relationship with them. So there's definitely going to be some issues with that. I don't see that there's going to be like deception actually in your connection though. I think it's very much so related to the past. There's definitely a rocky past here that needs to be healed. Whether it can or not, I guess it's up to you guys and your willingness to listen and communicate and like build trust up again, like, both of yours. So like there's really no like answer for that right now, but these are some of the issues that could pop up. So just so you know. Emotional satisfaction. We have the forgiveness card. Nothing is gained by holding on to past disappointments, and the Ace of Wands. Again, I do feel like this is coming through in this way to say that there is the potential to heal, and like, because you see these two figures like in the fire burning, I feel like that's like letting the past go, like letting those two people go, but at the same time they are present in the picture. So I do feel like there will be a lot of good in this connection. And like I was saying, like when you're cuddling, when you're laying down together, there is that closeness. Their two heads are together. That to me is kind of symbolizing like an understanding of where the other person is coming from. And I do feel like you will have that, even though there is this combative energy. As far as emotional satisfaction, I feel like that's a big thumbs up for that. You're going to feel very safe and able to be vulnerable. Like, it's just very comforted and content and happy with this person. Very like, and this is a 29, which reduces to an 11, 11, 1. Like that's like 1, 1, 1. So I feel like there is like the potential for like a lot of greatness in this connection. I feel as though there is the potential to heal these past hurts. Nothing is gained by holding on to past disappointments, but there has to be a willingness on whoever is like maybe holding on to these past disappointments to kind of accept that, that's in the past. Things are different now. It's me and you, boo. And we are gonna take this home. You know what I mean? Like we are gonna fix this because we care about each other. So, but there is definitely a big sense of emotional satisfaction being with each other, which would make sense because there is all this kind of combative kind of an energy, distrustful kind of an energy. So I think this is kind of like the glue holding it together, and hopefully like you guys will be able to kind of work through some of those issues from the past and, build like a healthier relationship moving forward. So now looking into the sexual aspect of the connection, we have turn on your heart light, reflect on a time when you experience love, and the Page of Pentacles. So I feel as though, again, how I was saying that there's going to be a great sense of comfort, like derived from the way that you are intimate with each other. I feel like the actual sex might kind of get off to like a clumsy start here. The way he's trying to like pour her this drink and it's going like all over her face. And that could also be speaking. There's some like messiness in the bedroom. But I feel as though there's this sense of, what's the word I'm looking for? Like it's a page, again, it's a Page of Pentacles, not like the King of Pentacles, not like a king of anything here. It's more, I feel like it might be a little awkward with you guys, like, which is maybe like surprising to you both, because I feel as though like when you hold hands and when you kiss and things like that, you sort of feel such a chemistry, but then like when you actually get in the bedroom, it could end up being a little clumsy, like I was saying. So just to start out with, the Page of Pentacles is like a beginner's mind. It's a student. It's somebody that is willing to learn and grow. So I feel like it can kind of evolve over time in a more positive way. And I also feel like a lot of the sex is going to be very emotional. I feel as though you're going to feel the love like coming from this person. So like emotionally, like there will be like a very strong sexual connection, but I think that it could be a little clumsy at the beginning and a little bit I don't know, like just like clumsy. I feel like it's just gonna be a little awkward or something at the beginning. Like the techniques, like you could have just like two completely different techniques trying to like blend them together. Like the way her arm is like hanging out, it's like at an awkward angle, like almost like how should we position ourselves? Like it's just gonna be a little awkward, but I think it will have the potential to grow. Turn on your heart rate. I also feel like initially when you end up first, because like I was saying, I feel like this could start out as a hookup. This could be as a way to kind of get over somebody else. It could almost be like a rebound situation. It could start out something like that where, oh, let me fix my ring. You're kind of like not taking it seriously and you're just kind of using it as like a salve to like heal your emotional issues if you've gone through a breakup or something like that, and you're just maybe trying to do this to make yourself feel better. I feel as though it could start out like that, and it maybe already has, but yeah, I feel like you could be thinking about, and that could explain a lot of like why you weren't ready to progress this forward, because you know you had been through like a past pain or like a past disappointment in love or something like that, and you just like weren't in, you didn't have the capacity to really give to somebody else. So you know, it kind of got off to that rocky start where we see all these issues coming through, and you know that makes sense. So it's like maybe that's something you can like explain to your person, or they'll come to understand someday. So all right, guys, I think we're gonna leave it there. I hope you enjoyed this reading. There definitely are like some issues here, but I mean, I feel like if you guys work to try to communicate better, be more understanding, and try to just really like explain to yourselves and like let the past go, things could progress nicely. But I guess the reading, we're gonna wrap it up here. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you could leave me some love if you enjoyed this reading, I would really appreciate it so much. It means the world to me. I hope you guys have a great day or night wherever you are, and I will catch you in the next one. Okay, bye. Hey lovies. So if you guys chose pile 3 in this card, this is going to be a reading to see what a relationship with your person in mind would actually be like. So let's flip this card. Close your eyes and tell yourself that you deserve to feel joyful. You can allow joy into your life regardless of the circumstances you currently find yourself in. So I feel like right now you and your person could not be really in communication. There could be like these circumstances that they're talking about on the card here, that is bringing you some pain or some guilt, because there's something here about close your eyes and tell yourself you deserve to feel joyful. So maybe you feel like you don't even deserve this for whatever reason. Maybe you feel like you fucked this up. Maybe you feel like it's not about the deserving thing, and you just are in some kind of crappy circumstances in this connection and you're just feeling sad about it. A little side message I'm getting like from the imagery on this card. I feel like Spirit is saying to like kind of get back to basics, like start building your life from like the ground up, like kind of like if you have healthy roots, like it'll make the tree grow, you know what I mean? I don't know if that's even like makes sense, but I feel as though just kind of getting your life together a little bit, or focusing on yourself in a way where you're trying to like just get yourself into a better frame of mind could be beneficial for you right now. Working on your body, kind of like base root chakra kinds of things, and also this the yellow chakra, the solar plexus. I feel like could be useful for you right now. But we are going to look at, sorry, I have like one hand because I'm holding this dog. We're going to take a look at these. I have these cards to represent the light and shadow aspects of your connection. So for the light, we have the crone. And for the shadow, we have the mother. So, okay, interesting, because the crone and the mother are part of that, like, oh, not trilogy, but trifecta, like feminine, the feminine psyche. It's like maiden, mother, crone, and we have 2 of them here. So that to me is speaking that this connection is going to be mainly based in like feminine energy, or like maybe there's like an expansion of like your feminine energy for both of you or something like that. Maybe you're both like really in your masculine energy and then you have to learn how to be in your feminine energy or balance it out or something. But going to look at this card, I feel as though this could be a very spiritual connection with the crone. I feel as though there could be lots of things that you guys have experienced, if not in this lifetime, then in other lifetimes. But if you do have some sort of like kind of crazy past with this person, but I don't feel like it's like anything that's really happened between you two. I feel as though there's like things that have happened around you, like maybe you've been through things together. So if that hasn't happened yet, it could be referring to a past life, or maybe like the beginning stages of your relationship. Like, I hate to say it, but maybe there will be some sort of like, you know, kind of crazy circumstances that goes on when you first start dating or something. And it will kind of, it'll be sad, but I feel like it will serve to strengthen your relationship. But yeah, there's definitely a spiritual connection here with the crone. I feel like you could have lived many lifetimes with this person. That's kind of what I'm getting. So with the mother energy being the shadow aspect, I mean, we could take that literally, and there could be one or both of your mothers could be like a negative influence on this connection. There could be outside interference. That is kind of what I'm getting. Also, that one or both of you could be a little smothering, over nurturing, something like that. They could really put the other person on a pedestal and just really try to protect them and be always like looking out for them, which is a good thing, but taken to the extreme. I mean, if you're 2 like adults in a relationship, you're not necessarily going to want someone trying to like be your mom. So that could get old after a little bit. So that's what I'm seeing to start out with. Then we have these to represent, we have a light and a shadow aspect for each of you. So I have this side to be your person and this side to be you. Could be flipped, but take it however it resonates for you. But I am going to be speaking as if like this side is you and this side is your person. So this is your person's light attribute. We have the Alchemist, transformation of base motives and goals into golden wisdom. Yeah, I feel like you both are very wise with the crone energy coming through as like your positive aspect of like the overall relationship. And the shadow attribute for your person is the child orphan, feelings of abandonment that stifle maturation, seeking inappropriate surrogate families. For you guys, we have the mystic. This is your light attribute, revels in intimate union with the divine. And for your shadow, we have the shapeshifter, projecting any image that serves your personal agenda in the moment. So going ahead and starting with your person, I feel as though your person is somebody that has had a lot of like kind of like a crappy upbringing maybe, or like just crappy life circumstances, and they have taken that and used it to strengthen them. I'm really getting that with the Alchemist, transformation of base motives and goals into golden wisdom. I also feel that they could have like parlayed this into a career somehow. Maybe they're a therapist, a counselor, like spiritual guidance person, like something like that. Because it's turning into golden wisdom, which makes me think of like money and stuff. So that could be something that you know about them. just a little confirmation. And then we have, what else am I getting from this card? Alchemist. I don't feel like there's somebody that really spends a lot of time feeling sorry for themselves. I feel as though they're the type of person that will take a bad situation and like squeeze some knowledge and wisdom and like a lesson learned out of it. Like they won't just sit there and, I mean, maybe they will like sit there and feel sad, but like after they're done, they'll be like, okay, like this had to have, they try to like look for the purpose in everything, I'm kind of getting. And that's, I think, helped them kind of get through life, because we are moving over to this child orphan card, just reading the light attribute, independence based on learning to go it alone, conquering fear of surviving. So I feel like your person is very independent, but I'm also kind of getting that they could be hyper independent, whereas they don't want to ask for help from anybody. They don't want to really they're used to making their own decisions, living on their own, maybe like supporting themselves financially, emotionally, and everything else in between. But at the same time, I do feel like they have conquered a lot of their fears, and that's like more of like that positive attribute coming through. They've transformed themselves a lot. This says transformation, so there's somebody that has kind of like have like been steadily evolving, I would say, their whole life. And there's somebody that kind of really is always in self-reflection mode, transformation of base motives. I'm just thinking like that they check themselves, like, why am I reacting this way? Why am I acting this way? Why do I want this? Like they're kind of like always on the lookout for kind of like subconscious influences that could be gunking up the works, and they're always like trying to like reflect on the things that they're doing. Yeah, so that's what I'm getting for your person there. And then with the child orphan, I'm kind of seeing a connection right here where the way it said feelings of abandonment, I mean, clearly this person has abandonment issues, just based off this card, but I don't think that they're the type that they're gonna like really say anything about it. Like again, there's like that hyper independence, conquering fear of surviving. Like they are a survivor, and they know how to kind of like comfort themselves. So, but at the same time, I feel like instead of like, you know, being like, oh, like, are you gonna leave me and stuff like that, they might try to like, they probably have feelings that they're not good enough, so they try to really be extra with their attention and affection and love, like, because they don't feel like they maybe are worth anything or enough on their own. So they feel like they need to give this extra, they just have to overgive in order to like be worthy of love or something like that. So yeah, seeking inappropriate surrogate families, that whole thing where it's like maybe they try to be your mother and stuff. It's because they probably know what it's like to not have that kind of nurturing energy in their life, and are trying to kind of give it to you like double time here. So I mean, yeah, it might be annoying, but I don't think it's coming from a bad place. But at the same time, like, if it's bothering you, you should speak on it, because obviously, like, it's again, it's coming from an unhealthy place, but knowing them, they'll probably like realize it on their own. So maybe you don't have to say anything. But, and then now moving over to your end here, we have the mystic and the shapeshifter, revels in intimate union with the divine. I feel like you're very spiritually gifted, very smart. I feel like it's mainly through the crown chakra with this purple here. I feel as though you could be claircognizant. You could just know things about people. You could just understand people. You could see through people. You could kind of tell when somebody's being fake. Like you can tell when someone's lying to you. Like, something like that. I feel as though you're very wise with the mystic energy, and so is your person there with that alchemist energy. So it's, again, you have that kind of mental / spiritual connection there. Definitely, for sure. And for the shadow attribute, projecting any image that serves your personal agenda. And then I'm just going to read the positive: skill at navigating through different levels of consciousness, ability to see the potential in everything. Yeah, like you can see I feel like you are maybe somebody, like I said, you're very smart, you're very in tune with what's going on, but I feel like you could be somebody that kind of like plays dumb, like you don't want to be a threat to people. So you kind of like play down like how smart you are, like you let people think that you're dumb or that you're stupid, and really like you're smarter than everybody in the room. You just are maybe a good actor. Like you're able to also, maybe you feel like people feel threatened by you, so you're able to kind of like mold to any situation here, projecting in any image. So there's a certain sense of like inauthenticity here. As if like you know how to act around certain people instinctively. So as far as how this could affect your relationship, I mean, I think, well, I think your person's very wise too, so that'll be interesting to see, like, you know, if you're both like reading each other left and right. I don't know, there'll probably be like no place to hide, and that might be a little unsettling for you. And for your person maybe too, like they're hyper independent, so they might feel like I said, they like to hide. Yeah, they like to hide things too. Like they're not going to say if they're upset, but like I feel like you'll both kind of be able to like read each other like a book. And what else am I getting from here that serves your personal agenda in the moment? I mean, you could be a little selfish here, like, sorry to say. Just like they're hyper independent, you could be like, have been on your own for a while and just kind of learn to like look out for number one here. Kind of getting the magician energy here. So you could be a very like ambitious person in your career, and have goals for yourself that could maybe interfere with this connection a little bit. Like if you're always working, I could sorry, excuse me, see that kind of becoming an issue, and maybe this person will feel abandoned or something like that. So that's what we have there. Now we're going to look at the 4 pillars of your connection. So we're going to have, I got 1 tarot, sorry, I have like 1 hand because I'm holding Leo, but 1 tarot and 1 oracle card for each category. Here, baby, come move over here. Come sit with me. So, come here, baby. Is it comfortable there? You want to lay down? So the first one that we have is communication, then trust / honesty, emotional satisfaction, and your sex slave. So communication, we have asked for help. What do you really need? Be willing to accept support. And the Knave of Wands, which is the Page of Wands. For your trust, honesty, we have spiritual connection. A relationship has a connection that goes beyond this lifetime. Definitely. I was like definitely picking that up. And then the Queen of Pentacles. And for your emotional satisfaction, we have the Romance card. Lavish the one you love with personal attention and affection. And the 9 of Pentacles. And then for your sex life, we have simple acts of kindness. Kindness energizes you and brings happiness to those around you. And the 3 of Pentacles. We have a lot of pentacles here. So, all right, let's just start with this one first. One-handed tarot reading. Try it sometime. Okay, now, Leo. Ask for help. Like I was saying, yeah, I really feel like your person isn't going to be able to ask for help when they need it. What do you really need? I feel like they're not going to be able to communicate their needs, probably because they feel like you won't care, because maybe like a lot of people in their life haven't really given a fuck. So they've kind of learned that their needs aren't important and that they're just going to like figure it out on their own. So that could be like a point of contention in your relationship where the communication maybe isn't the best, but it's not, I don't think, because you're not willing to listen to them or they're not willing to listen to you. It's more just like, I don't want to burden them with my problems. Like, it's just, it could be both of you. Like, I think you kind of keep things to yourself emotionally. But especially like if you need something from the other person, like you're not going to want to like bother them. Like I'm getting a feeling of like, I don't want to bother them. Then we have the Knave of Wands, the Page of Wands, and that is kind of telling me that I feel like if you guys like get in an argument or something, like you could just, instead of like hashing everything out, you could just go like straight to the makeup sex and just be like, okay, like when it's over, like I feel like for example, if you guys like are in a really big fight and you're like really mad at your person, like they could just like wake you up in the middle of the night, you know, the little whatever, like just, you know, surprise, like in the middle of the night or something with this Page of Wands, just to try to like sneak attack you and, you know, kind of like have the fight be over and done with because they don't want to fight with you. I don't feel like this person wants to fight ever. Again, if anything, they're like overly loving and, yeah, they maybe feel like you don't, like I was saying, want to hear about their feelings, but oh, like you probably want to like have sex with me. So that's the way I can, it's like a little calculating on their part. Like I have to say, like they will just try to like make it as painless as possible for everybody involved and just have it be over and done with. So, I mean, I don't know. I guess that could be good or bad. That's up to you to like decide. It's your relationship, but it's not the worst thing in the world I've ever heard. But, and then for your honesty, again, this is like what I was saying, like look at this picture, like this is the spiritual connection and you see how their like minds are connected. Again, like you guys both are so smart and so in tune with each other. I feel like even if you don't want to, like you will have no choice but to like be honest with each other because you'll always kind of like know like what the other person is feeling. You'll be able to tell, you'll be seeing through them. I mean, I don't know, but they'll definitely know, like they're really wise too. So they got the Alchemist over here. So it's like, again, like it's just, especially with each other, like you're very, very in tune. You'll probably be able to like feel like what the other person is feeling or just be able to tell by the way they're acting, their body language and things like that. And I feel like, again, like even without talking about it, like if you can sense that your person's down or they can sense that you're down, it's like they will just go the way he's like about to kiss her feet. It's like you'll go out of your way to like do nice things for each other. And just like show each other how special you are. So I think that's really cute because like, I don't know, it's like you don't even have to say it, like you just know, which like I was saying, I feel like it could be a feeling of like no place to hide, but in this aspect I think it is really sweet. And it could probably save you guys. I feel like you'll just like really understand each other too. Like very much so. You'll like really, really know and understand each other. Like I feel like your souls have like been together for like I said, a lot of lifetimes, and you get each other, like, and even if it's not your way, like you understand why they're the way they are, and you can almost like feel their emotions. So it's like, you know, they're not faking it. It's like you trust them very much so. I would say you trust them more than you trust anybody else, and they feel the same way about you. Even if you're fighting and stuff like that, it's like I don't think that they ever think that you're an untrustworthy person. I'm not getting that at all. So that's a thumbs up for the trust. That's very important. Emotional satisfaction. Again, I'm getting a sort of like neediness here. Lavish the one you love with personal attention and affection. Although I do feel like, yes, it's going to be very emotionally satisfying. You guys are going to love spending time together. But I think I was saying that work might kind of take you away from each other, whether it's your work or their work. And I feel like this is mainly your person with their abandonment issues. Like they could really miss you when you leave. They could like not want you to go. Again, I don't think they would say anything because like it's like this girl is sleeping, and like while she's sleeping, this guy is like cutting off a piece of her hair, like ostensibly because she's leaving and going somewhere, and he wants like something to remember her by, so he like cuts off like a lock of her hair. So I feel as though, and I feel like this person will be fine after a few days. They're a very independent person, but I feel as though it could be hard for them to be separated from you because like they are so emotionally satisfied and love spending so much time with you. But again, they would never try to hold you back. I don't feel like they're like that at all. I think they want you to have your independence as well. But they will still always, like, they love being with you. I would say that you're their favorite energy and their favorite person to be around, and they like spending time with you is their number one activity, like any day of the week, for sure. moving on to the juicy part, your sex life. I don't even really feel like it's that juicy, to be honest with you, here. Not that it's gonna be like bad or anything like that, but again, I feel like, well, first of all, I feel like you could have a lot of animals, or they could, because there's like, I feel like they could be, you know, when your dog's like peeping. I don't know. It's like, can you look the other way, please? Like, it's so awkward. But that's just like a random funny message that I got. But anyway, like simple acts of kindness. Again, I feel like this came through in pile one as well a little bit, where it was like sex being tied to your emotions. And like, think about it. If you're kind of in this kind of like combative kind of relationship where the person's always being like a bitch or like a dick or like whatever, like to you, and then all of a sudden they're like, hey, like, let's get it on. It's like, let's not. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like, you're not in the mood. Like, oh, you've been a dick to me all day, but now you want, like, okay, goodbye. Like, get out of here. Like, it's not happening. Like, but I feel like because your relationship, but this, even this Three of Pentacles, it's like a stable contentment. And it's like, you're always in the mood like for each other, because like you're always just thinking highly of each other. Like, that's something else I'm getting. Like, you think very highly of each other. So here she's like looking up at this king, here he's looking up at this queen. I feel like you see each other as like your king or your queen or whatever it is. And I feel as though that is going to like translate to the bedroom. And it says kindness energizes you. I feel like you're always going to be in the mood for each other. And you're always just going to be in this really happy kind of an energy. And the sex, I think, simple acts of kindness. I don't really feel like there will be that many like bells and whistles here. Again, there's like kind of like an element of nature here. So maybe just like, I don't know, doing it in like the water, or like doing it like outside, or like bringing food in. Like the animals, like I was saying, could be present. Maybe I'll do it on a bearskin rug. No, I'm just kidding. Like, I don't know where that just came from. It's like popped in my head. But like, please let me know. That would be interesting. But yeah, like something about like it won't be like, I feel like there will be like a lot of passion and stuff, and like sense of like comfort, familiarity, intimacy. I'm definitely getting a lot of intimacy, kissing, like foreplay, stuff like that. But in a way where it's like the person really cares about your satisfaction as much as theirs, you know, like they want you to, they're gonna work to make you feel, I think, safe and held. Like, you see how he's holding her up like that. I feel like you're both gonna kind of do that. You're gonna want to make each other feel very safe, like they have the ability to be vulnerable with you. I feel like you'll both be able to do that. Even though, like I said, maybe they can't ask for help and things like that, I feel as though that kind of thing could kind of loosen up over time. I also feel like, yeah, there's something about food here, because they're in the kitchen. I see like pots and pans, so I feel like that could be like something you guys like experiment. I mean, I don't see any like whips and chains necessarily, but I also feel like you could like dress up. Not like in costumes, but like there's like high heels there, so maybe like you or your person likes to like dress up, get all like dolled up for sex, and just wear like, you know, like sexy heels and stuff like that. There could be a little bit, like, I don't feel like this is gonna be just like vanilla sex, but I don't feel like it's gonna be like too wild and crazy either. I feel like the passion you have for each other is so, where it's like less is more, like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't need all these bells and whistles, because not that people that need bells and whistles don't have a real connection, but you're just maybe not that kind of people. Where you'll try stuff like maybe once in a while, but overall it's just pretty like, I would say, satisfying. I'm really getting that it's satisfying. I feel like it's slow building, and that you're really going to enjoy your time together. So, all right, guys, that is basically your reading. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you guys liked this reading and just got something out of it. It was entertaining, whatever the case. And if you did like it, please do me a favor and leave me some love. Oh my god, sorry. Oh my god, I just like fell over. Yeah, leave me some love. It helps my channel grow and makes me so happy, like you don't even know. So I hope you guys have a good day or night wherever you are, and I will catch you in the next reading, okay? Bye.